Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Sandra and welcome back to my channel. So as you can see, my background is a little different. I decided to do a new setup. What do you guys think? I still have some tweaking to do. I need to do something in this corner and I want to get a shadow box for this guy, but for now, I really like it. So I hope you guys do too. So today we're going to be reviewing the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie. So sit back, relax, because I have a lot of notes in this notebook here that I have to keep me on track. So to start out, I just want to say that this was an okay movie. Definitely wasn't my favorite. I have a really hard time with these movies, like I said in my out of theater review, just for the sole fact that they just don't really correlate with the games. I think the games are so good for a reason, and I just feel like there's just something missing with the movie. I will have to say though, I really liked that they did incorporate some of the gameplay into this movie. If you guys remember, Mike Schmidt sits at the desk in the second location, which they claim is the first location, which I have an issue with, which I will bring up later in the review video. But what I really liked is that they actually used the gameplay. So they used the Freddy mask for him to put it on, and all the animatronics, like they just registered him as an animatronic, except for Foxy. But so I really liked that he actually was like playing the game. I thought that was really interesting. I really loved that touch, and the setup looked exactly how it does in the second game. So to go into the point that I was making before, I don't really like that they set this movie up as the second game being the original location. And the only reason why I say that is because all the animatronics look brand new. Even after they closed down, I'm assuming because Charlotte died, per William Afton. I just feel like the animatronics would have been a little rusty. There's water in in the building. Like I just feel like they would have been rusted. They wouldn't have looked so new. They looked so new. I didn't like that. I didn't understand why they would do it that way. Obviously they needed another location. I would have liked maybe a sister location. However, I loved the marionette puppet. I thought that she was so creepy. And when she would possess somebody else, obviously talking about Charlotte, not in the beginning when the marionette puppet actually, or not in the beginning when the marionette puppet like takes her body down, because there's obviously no one in the marionette puppet yet. But when Charlotte possesses the puppet and then she starts to possess other people, oh my God, that scared me. He just moved. Sorry. Had some little difficulties over here. He kind of scared me. Anyway, when she actually possesses the other people, that was so cool, so scary. When she possessed Abby, that was really freaky, but love that character. I can't wait to see more of the marionette puppet in the future, because I am sure that there is going to be more of the marionette puppet in another movie. Now, I do want to touch on my predictions for the next movie, but I think I'm gonna save that for another video, so watch out for that. The other thing that I really liked about the marionette puppet is that she was able to control the other animatronics. I thought that was a really cool touch, because there were no other souls trapped in the animatronics besides one other. They did mention that in the movie. Not sure who it was. It could have been Balloon Boy, or it could have also been Chica. So I don't really remember which one it was, even if they did say. I don't know if they did say that or not, but I want to assume it was Chica, because Abby really like connected with that animatronic better. But it also could have been from the first game. Sorry, not first game, first movie as well. I have to go back and actually rewatch it to actually get the correct information. And speaking of Abby, I still don't really like Abby's character. I feel like all she does is bring annoyance and chaos into the movie. And I know what you guys are thinking. Well, if Abby wasn't in the movie, then we probably wouldn't have gotten a second movie. And that's true. However, I feel like that they could have done at least something else, maybe introduced William Afton's other daughter, since Vanessa, they could do Elizabeth. If you guys are familiar with the lore of Five Nights at Freddy's, he does have a daughter and her name is Elizabeth. Now I could go through a whole rabbit hole of how maybe Vanessa's real name is Elizabeth and blah, 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 but I am not going to go down that rabbit hole, because that is a very scary rabbit hole to go down, and we will be here all night. But anyway, I don't know. Abby's character just annoys me. I think that maybe they could have made her a little less annoying. And I don't mean to be so harsh on Abby's character. I'm sure she's going to have a lot of importance in the next film. If you guys have not been following, there will be a next film. At the end of the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie, we do see Charlotte possess Vanessa, which goes into a theory, but again, we're gonna leave that for another video. The one thing that I was really confused on, and Sam, my fiance, he was confused on it too, is where did Michael come from? Michael Afton. So we saw him in the beginning when he was letting the paranormal crew come in and tour the actual first location. Sorry. But when he actually had them tour the first location, we get a glimpse of Michael. But I can't remember if they actually said his name or not, or I just wasn't really thinking that that was Michael Afton. But at the very end, we see him again, but we don't see him through the entire movie. So it was really confusing. And I had a feeling that he was gonna have some sort of part to play in the movie because he like allowed the paranormal team to come in, tour the first location, and obviously set Charlotte free, which is the whole reason why he let them in the first place. But it was just really confusing. I was really hoping to kind of see him more in the flashbacks between Vanessa and William Afton, her father. But I don't know, it was just really confusing just seeing him from at the beginning and then at the end. I think we're going to be seeing more from him also in the third movie, but my dog has the zoomies right now. I will have to say it was a pleasant surprise seeing Skeet Ulrich. I really hope I said his name right. I'm so sorry. I will literally leave his name spelling right here because I'm sure that I said it wrong. I apologize. But he plays Henry, who is Charlotte's father in the movie. So it was really nice to see him. And my dog is zooming again. Oh my gosh. No. Nala. But yeah, that was like such a pleasant surprise to see him, especially just him and Matthew Lillard, even though they weren't seen together in scenes. It was really cool to see them both in the same movie again, because obviously I love them both because Scream is literally one of my favorite movies. But anyway, yeah, this movie just really doesn't do it for me. I'm really hoping that in the next movie, the further movies, depending on how far they take this, I'm really hoping that they kind of go more with the gameplay. I understand that there's not much story there, especially in the first and the second, but I know that that's like where the lore comes in, but I feel like even in the movies, they're just not doing it justice. And I think that's what really bothers me because I love the game so much, but also I think that they could just do it in such a better way than what they're doing now. So I don't really have much more to say. I could be talking about the robotic scene. I could talk about the teacher and Chica crushing his head, but I don't know. I mean, the animatronics are still, to me, they're not scary. The only ones that were scary, in my opinion, was the marionette puppet and also Mangle. I thought Mangle was really scary too, being on top of Vanessa's car. I don't know, there was just not a lot to say. There was just not a lot of story. And when there was story, like it just didn't really make sense to me. But again, I'm a huge fan of the games. I'm trying not to be so harsh because I do see a really bright future in the next movie, depending on how they do it. But I will get into my predictions in the next video, so stay tuned for that because I have a lot to cover. Because if my predictions come true, I'm gonna be really pumped for the next movie and then the movies following. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry this one was a little bit shorter, but I will see you guys in the next review. Bye.